Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today I want to talk about a game called Turnbound. This game came out on January 23rd, 2026. I want to give you pretty much a breakdown of what the game is, the good, the bad, what you can expect, and pretty much who do I ultimately recommend this game to. Now, this game is pretty much in the genre of autobattler, asynchronous autobattler. Some very similar games, and I've played a ton of dozens of hundreds of hours of these other games, is Hearthstone's Battleground, the Bazaar, Backpack Battles, and even single player ones like Backpack Hero. So I kind of know what I'm talking about when I say like this is good, this is bad, blah, blah, blah. So this game came out in early access, and right now, at the moment, there's around 3 heroes, 150 items. There is a sort of meta progression system for unlocking new types of builds, not really increasing your character's power throughout the run, but making it so you have different sorts of variety in your build. So what is this game all about? What is the overall story? Well, there isn't really much here, but basically the package is you can choose from one of 3 heroes at the moment, and you're going to be taking their souls, putting them onto the board and fighting other players' board. Now, when I say fight other players, I mean your loadout versus their loadout, pretty much as a ghost. So how this is supposed to work is basically when you play the game, every single turn that you do, every single round that you do, you create a sort of ghost character depending on your win losses at that time. It's a snapshot essentially, and then you fight against other people's whose snapshot is around that sort of win-loss ratio, and then you just fight it out. And then depending on how many wins or losses you get experience, and you get sort of rank points for increasing your progression and your leaderboard standing. So the sort of heroes that they have here is based off like folklore and stuff like that. So we have like Sun Wukong, we have Alice from like Alice in Wonderland, and we have Robin Hood, which is really weird. So you have 3 characters to start with. Let's go ahead and talk about how the game plays, right? So the closest that this can be considered to, as far as I'm concerned, is a little bit of, well, I would say 80% backpack battles and 20% of the Bazaar. So it's 80% backpack battles because of how everything looks, the UI, and how everything is set up. How it works a little bit more like the Bazaar is how much strategy is actually in the game. So if you've never played a sort of auto battle before, this is how this particular game goes, and it's very similar to the other ones as well. So you pick your hero, and the goal is to win 10 rounds before you lose 5 rounds. So at the beginning of every single sort of round, there's 2 phases. There's the purchase phase and the loadout phase, which it's the same thing. And then there's the battle phase. So in the first phase, you have a certain amount of income. Right now, it's like $10. It can change depending on the stuff you get in the board. On the bottom there is a randomized shop, and the shop gets better and better in rarity and different sorts of items as you play the game. But depending on who you choose, you will have a slew of different things to pick from. There's a lot of sort of miscellaneous items that anyone can find, and then there's specific things that only that specific hero can typically see and obtain. So for example, if you're playing Alice, you might see a lot of accessories that have to deal with consumables, or when something attacks a couple of times, it will activate sleep. You know, Sun Wukong might not find those items ever. So you spend your money, and then you have to sort of Tetris and puzzle them by putting them on your board. So they cost money, and then they take up a couple spaces, 1 space, 2 by 2, 1 by 3 by 1, that sort of thing. And then you already have a sort of space on your board. You can also spend money to click those other little grids there to unlock those spots permanently in order to expand your backpack and put stuff out. So you put everything on the board, and they do lots of different things depending on if they're an accessory, if they're a weapon, if they are an armor. Some things happen when the battle happens. Some things activate multiple times when they need to charge. Some have taunts. So there's a lot of keywords in this game. But essentially the goal is to win by defeating your opponent's hero. Now your hero is actually on the board, which is kind of new for these sort of games, you know, like Backpack Hero. It's basically your hero's outside of the thing. Same thing with the Bazaar. Your hero is outside of the board, but here they are on the board. They play a big role. So at the moment, the 3 heroes, they are a 2x2. You put them on the board, they have an attack value, and they also have an HP value, and they also have an ability. Now, here's some more different sorts of strategy. Once you start figuring out, okay, I can fit these pieces here, I can fit them there. Now you have to think about the ordering you want to put them out, because your weapons will activate from top left to bottom right. So you can choose, if I put my hero over here, they will attack first. If I put my weapon here, it will attack first and second. And then, you know, considering all the different sort of stacking effects, like, oh, the first weapon, that attack of the game that you have has a double strike, that sort of thing. So a lot of strategy that way. Also, how it works is you have to really learn the mechanics of what actually attacks what. So normally you have accessories, they cannot be attacked normally unless they have like taunt or something like that. Most armors in the game will have the keyword taunt, meaning when your opponent attacks, that weapon will attack that armor first and foremost. But you know, getting rid of taunt, getting rid of everything, your weapons and your hero get attacked one at a time. So basically every weapon you have, it will get one swing, and then your enemy's attacks will go. Now, to keep it kind of fair and balanced, you can only have 3 to 4 weapons on your board at once, and that's like weapons with the keyword, right? So basically there's going to be a coin flip. Whoever wins gets to attack first with one of their weapons. So one weapon goes off, then the other person goes, and their weapon, 2 weapons go off, and that isn't going to be including your leader. They count as a ready to go weapon. And then your other weapons just don't do anything for a while. So it's 1 weapon, 2 weapons, 3 weapons, and then 4 and 4, and then every weapon attacks every after that. So you have to worry about how much HP items have, the positioning they are in terms of attacking, the accessory adjacency, the consumables, the sort of AoE that attacks can do, because that's another thing as well. You really have to worry about positioning, because some weapons, like this Wukong staff here, can hit like a tile up and a tile down. So you might want to have things that, oh, you get benefits when it's destroyed, put them right next to your weapons. So your weapons and you will be attacked after all of your taunt stuff, and then as soon as your hero dies, it's over. So everything plays autonomously. The whole game is all about setting up your board as best as you can, and then you just hit play, and then you just watch it go, and you can change the speed from like 1 times 75%, 200 times 5, whatever percent, and watch it go. You do not interact with your board during these sort of fights, but the sort of satisfaction here comes from how well your board will randomly compare to other players' ghost/snapshots at that sort of win-loss ratio time. So basically you get to see like, okay, this is working, we're going to keep expanding and adding it this way. And then after every battle, you can go ahead and the shop re-rolls. You get to keep all of your items unless they get permanently destroyed, and then you keep going and going. Now, they do change it up every couple of rounds. You get to level up your hero, HP, attack, their abilities get better, and then you can have up to 3 different sorts of trinkets that randomly get put on. Their attack trinkets, unique trinkets, some that say, hey, when a tile is revived, it comes back with 15 more HP. If you have multiple of one weapon, those weapons get 25% more damage. So every run you get to really fix up your sort of your build, and it kind of leans you towards stuff. And then there's also your leader's ability inside and outside in the phases. So in the attack phase, they have certain abilities when it triggers. Then outside of your ability, depending on your leader, you get other stuff as well. Alice here, for example, she can use this bunny ability up to 3 times per whole run, and basically it gives you a new bunny that you can put on the board, and it gets abilities, and if it survives, it kind of reproduces into another one, and etc. like that. So yeah, that's how pretty much this game goes. The more you play, you're going to be unlocking more stuff progression wise in your main account and individual character stuff. So in your main account, you're going to be primarily getting like cosmetics. So you can change the frame of your avatar, the avatar itself, you can change the borders, you can change how your board actually looks, so you can unlock a lot of that over the course of the time. And then for specific characters, you will unlock specific cosmetics for them as well, but also you get to unlock those new abilities that I talked about. So that's the meta progression. However, it's more of just increasing the types of builds you can do rather than making it so you 100% are better than the opponents who has a lesser sort of account level, unless, you know, the game is really unbalanced. Then, you know, that's there to think of. But the game is a one-time purchase. It's an early access. They have a roadmap of adding a lot more stuff. They said on the early access Steam page that they want to have the game maybe be around 4 to 6 hours in early access and then launch it right away. They plan to have, you know, multiple hundreds of hours of content, and I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I really am, because it really does what the other sort of auto battlers that I like do. It's basically a fun little test to try to do as much as you can, have fun with different builds, watch it go. It's a very low stakes sort of game where you can just put it on, you know, mess around with the board, do whatever, hit play, watch it go, watch your other screen, do something else, eat some food while it goes, then win or lose, you can go ahead and think about what you're doing and continue doing your stuff. Once again, very, very low stakes. This is an extremely chill game, and that's kind of what makes auto battlers really good. You don't have to worry about the battling. Just set it up, do as much as you can, and this is a game that really thrives on knowledge. The more you play, the better you're gonna get. Not only because you know what items are going to be coming up, but then you might know, oh, when do I want to start using my, you know, my leader ability? When do I want to start combining items? You know, stuff like that. Like, okay, I'm going to have this weapon and that weapon. I know this particular accessory can roll from, you know, round 6 and so on, you know, etc. So this is extremely, like, the whole genre of auto battlers, really, really heavy knowledge based, but that's the fun of it. So it doesn't hurt that this game actually looks pretty good. The graphics, the tiles, the artwork, and once again, if you go straight to the Steam page, it says all the way at the bottom, there is 0 AI generative work here. So it's all made by a small team and they're doing their thing. And I have to say, it's good. Turnbound is a good welcome surprise, and I'm gonna be playing this alongside Backpack Battles and the Bazaar. Those are the 3 main ones I'm playing right now. I want to say a big rip to Dota Underlords, which, you know, got destroyed like 5 years ago. I really wish that game kept going. But anyway, this game's fun, man. Like I said, if you like any of those games, it doesn't hurt to give this one a try. Try the demo or buy it. And if you don't like it, go ahead and refund it, because I think if you do enjoy those games, this one's going to tickle a little bit more of your addiction here, because it's like, oh, you know, it's a good, well-made package. Oh, it's a little different, but it's the same sort of overall theme of setting up a board and just, you know, just messing around, because like there's a lot of cool, really awesome combinations you can do. Lots of defense, lots of attacking, you know, one weapon, multiple weapons, thorns, sleeping, multiple attack, consumables, sort of accessory buffs, so much health, you know, a lot of really cool things. And I'm just scratching the surface. I did a bunch of runs with all these characters already, and I can't wait to play more. In the comments below, I'm going to link you to my no commentary let's play of the first hour or 2 that I played here, just so I can capture footage. But I'm going to be continuing this game either you know, by playing it on my own and then uploading it, or streaming it on Twitch and then putting it in different parts here. But I'll link you to the no commentary so you guys can see it right away. Anyways, Turnbound, it's good, definitely check it out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.